Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today you stand at a crossroads. On one path lies mediocrity, chasing the same old hustle, burning your energy with little to show. On the other path lies something far greater, wealth and happiness combined. Not pie in the sky, not someday, but now, and the reason you might not have it yet is simple. You're missing the mindset that bridges what you have and what you could have. I'm here to deliver 3 powerful lessons, 3 shakes to your system that will change your life. These are the core pillars of the JC Legacy mindset. Apply them, commit them, become the money. Everyone chases it, but few understand it. Most people live their lives with one mission: to make more, to earn more, to have more. Yet, here's the truth few want to hear. If your mindset isn't wealthy, no amount of money will ever make you rich. You can fill your pockets, but if your thoughts are empty, you'll always feel broke. The mindset comes before the money, always, because money doesn't make the man makes the money. When you see people who have built empires from nothing, who have turned struggles into success, understand this: they didn't start with wealth. They started with a mindset that refused to settle. They looked at the same problems everyone else saw and said, "I can find a way." That is the difference between those who dream and those who do. They weren't waiting for opportunities, they were creating them. The mindset that says "I am capable" is worth more than a bank account full of borrowed confidence. The truth is, most people have been trained to worship money instead of mastering it. They chase it like it's running away from them, not realizing money is simply a reflection of value. If you increase your value, you attract more of it, but that requires a mindset shift, from desperation to creation, from scarcity to abundance. You have to stop asking, "How do I get money?" and start asking, "How can I become the kind of person money is drawn to?" Because when your thoughts are aligned with growth, money follows your movement. There's a reason why 2 people can start at the same level, same city, same education, same resources, and one ends up successful while the other stays stuck. It's not luck, it's mindset. One operates with fear, the other with faith. One says, "What if I fail?" The other says, "What if I win?" That single thought difference changes everything, because wealth isn't a destination, it's an identity you grow into. You see, when your mind is poor, you sabotage your own blessings. You get money and you lose it because you never develop the discipline to manage it. You get an opportunity, but you're too afraid to step into it. A poor mindset is louder than your talent. It will talk you out of greatness. That's why the inner game must always come first. The outer success is simply the echo of your inner strength. A wealthy mindset is not about luxury or labels. It's about knowing your worth, knowing your value, and walking like you belong at the table. It's believing that your voice, your skills, your time, your energy, all of it is currency. When you know that, you stop chasing and start attracting. You stop begging for chances and start creating opportunities, because wealth is never only about what you have, it's about who you are becoming while you're building it. So ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching? Do you think like a builder or like a beggar? Do you wake up ready to add value, or do you wait for luck to find you? The mindset over money philosophy is simple. You lead with purpose and profit follows. You lead with confidence and connections appear. You lead with gratitude and growth accelerates. But if you lead with greed, you lose sight of what truly matters. People with the right mindset don't panic when they lose money. They know how to rebuild because they understand that their true wealth lies in their thinking, their habits, their character. You can strip them of everything and they'll rise again, because you can't take away what's in their mind. But give a poor mindset a fortune and they'll lose it faster than they earned it. That's why you don't chase money, you chase mastery. You train your mind to think on a higher frequency. When your mindset is right, you see opportunities where others see problems. You see potential where others see failure. You see lessons where others see loss. The wealthy don't wait for permission. They move with conviction. They know that every thought, every decision, every step builds momentum. And that momentum becomes wealth, first in your mindset, then in your life. So if you truly want wealth and happiness, stop trying to collect money and start collecting wisdom. Learn, grow, discipline yourself, and act like someone who already has the life you desire. Your energy will change, your habits will shift, and the world will respond, because money follows value, and value begins in the mind. The mindset over money isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of living. It's the understanding that real wealth is measured by what's inside you, your peace, your focus, your purpose, your ability to rise after every fall. When you master your mind, you master your life. The money will come, the opportunities will come, but none of it will stay unless your mindset is ready to hold it. Build your mind like you would build an empire. Protect it, feed it, challenge it, and expand it. Because once you upgrade your mindset, you've already become wealthy. Long before the world sees it, every person wants to live a life that matters, but most never figure out how. They chase success, applause, or money, but end up feeling empty because they're running in the wrong direction. The truth is, life only begins to make sense when your actions are driven by purpose. Purpose is the compass that keeps your path straight when everything else around you shakes. It's what separates existence from impact, noise from meaning, and activity from achievement. When your actions are not connected to purpose, you burn out quickly. You start something, get excited for a week, and quit the moment it gets uncomfortable. But when you're purpose-driven, quitting isn't an option. It's not even part of your vocabulary. Purpose doesn't just give you motivation, it gives you meaning. It's what fuels you when the applause stops and no one's watching. It's what reminds you that your life was meant for more than surviving the week. You were born to create, contribute, and leave something behind. So many people think happiness comes from having things. They chase goals for recognition, not realization. They post highlights, not progress, but true happiness doesn't come from getting. It comes from giving. When your purpose becomes service, every day feels significant. You stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? That's the shift that transforms your entire life. You no longer need validation because you've found fulfillment. Purpose-driven action means waking up each day with intention. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. It's aligning your decisions, your energy, and your focus with something that actually contributes to your growth and to others. When you live with purpose, every small act carries weight. Every effort means something. You can be sweeping floors or building empires. It doesn't matter. If your actions align with your purpose, you'll feel rich, focused, and free. People who live with purpose are unstoppable because they're not chasing success. They are becoming it. They understand that purpose is not found in a job title or paycheck. It's found in who you become while pursuing what you love. You might fail, you might fall, but if your why is strong enough, you'll always rise again. That's what gives you power in the moments of struggle. Your purpose becomes your anchor when everything else feels uncertain. The world tries to convince you that speed matters, that you must move fast, get rich fast, win fast, but speed without direction is useless. Purpose gives direction to your drive. It ensures that your success is not just loud but lasting. Because anyone can run, but not everyone knows where they're going. Without purpose, you can win the race and still lose yourself. With purpose, even slow progress feels like victory because every step takes you closer to meaning. The truth is, purpose doesn't always show up with clarity. Sometimes it's hidden inside your pain. Sometimes it's born from what broke you. The things that tested you were actually teaching you where your purpose lies. When you start using your struggles to serve others, when you turn your wounds into wisdom, that's when you begin to live intentionally. Purpose transforms pain into power. It turns lessons into leadership. And purpose-driven people never move just for themselves. They move to lift others, because legacy is not about what you achieve, it's about who you impact. The moment you understand that your actions can influence, inspire, and improve lives, you begin to move differently. You speak differently, you think differently, you operate with vision instead of validation. That's when you become magnetic, not because of what you have, but because of what you represent. If your actions are not rooted in purpose, they'll eventually exhaust you. You'll keep chasing something that never fills you. But when purpose is the engine behind your every move, you don't run out of fuel. You get stronger with time. You could be tired, but not empty, challenged, but not broken. Because purpose gives you endurance. It gives you the strength to keep going when logic says stop. You must remember real success isn't measured by numbers, it's measured by impact. It's not about how much you earn, but how much difference you make. When your actions come from purpose, money follows, peace follows, respect follows. But when your actions come from ego, everything you gain eventually slips away. Purpose builds permanence. You were not created to just exist. You were created to contribute. Every day you're alive is an opportunity to align what you do with who you are meant to be. Don't waste that power. Wake up with intention, move with clarity, and build with conviction. Stop chasing recognition and start chasing purpose. When you move from purpose, your work becomes worship, your life becomes leadership, your energy becomes influence. That's the ultimate goal. to live in such alignment that every action you take becomes a reflection of your purpose. Because when you do that, you stop counting days and start making days count. And that's when life becomes extraordinary. Legacy is not something you build at the end of your life. It's something you build every single day. It's not about waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, or the right platform. It's about showing up with consistency when no one is watching, when it's hard, and when progress feels invisible. Most people want to be remembered, but few are willing to do what it takes to be unforgettable. Legacy is built in the quiet repetition of doing what matters, even when it's not glamorous. Consistency is the heartbeat of greatness. You don't need to be the loudest, the most talented, or the most popular. You just need to be relentless. While others chase shortcuts, you build systems. While others wait for motivation, you rely on discipline. Because consistency doesn't depend on how you feel, it depends on who you've decided to become. You show up because your purpose demands it, not because your emotions allow it. That's how legacies are formed, through the ordinary moments that most people overlook. Every day you make a choice, to build or to break, to advance or to excuse, to commit or to complain. Those choices may seem small, but they stack. They become habits, and habits become your reputation. You can't expect to build a lasting legacy with temporary effort. You can't talk about long-term impact when your focus changes every week. The greats don't rise by accident. They rise through the compound power of daily consistency. A consistent builder doesn't rush the process. They understand that real growth takes time. You can't plant a seed today and expect a forest tomorrow. You water it, protect it, nurture it, and trust that in time it will grow. That's how you build something that lasts beyond you. Every action you take, every standard you hold, every decision you make, it's all part of your legacy. People may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how consistently you lived your values. There's a reason why consistency separates leaders from followers. Anyone can start, but not everyone can stay. Consistency demands sacrifice. It means showing up when it's uncomfortable, when you're tired, when no one claps for you. It's choosing growth over ease, character over convenience, because legacy isn't built in your best moments. It's built in your toughest ones. When you keep going after failure, when you stay humble after success, when you hold your vision steady in the storm, that's when your name starts to carry weight. The truth is, consistency doesn't always feel exciting. It feels repetitive, quiet, sometimes thankless, but that's where transformation lies. In the grind, in the persistence, in the everyday discipline of refusing to quit. You're not building for applause, you're building for impact. Every repetition shapes your identity. Every small act strengthens your foundation, and one day people will look at your life and call it success, not realizing it was just consistency multiplied over time. Building a legacy is not about grand gestures, it's about daily integrity. It's about keeping promises to yourself and to others. It's about doing the right thing even when no one notices. You can't inspire others if you don't first hold yourself accountable. Your legacy is not written in your words, it's etched in your actions. The way you treat people, the way you handle challenges, the way you bounce back from setbacks. That's what people will remember long after you're gone. You have to think beyond the moment. Ask yourself, what am I leaving behind? Am I building something that will outlast me? Or am I chasing things that fade? The world is full of people chasing temporary success, but only a few are building eternal significance. Consistent legacy building means you stop living for instant results and start investing in long-term value. You play the long game. You think in decades, not days. And remember, consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will stumble, fail, fall short. But what matters is that you get back up. Every setback becomes part of your story, part of your message. You turn pain into purpose, losses into lessons, mistakes into motivation. Because legacy builders don't let failure define them, they use it to refine them. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going. The most powerful legacy you can leave is not wealth, status, or possessions, it's impact. It's the lives you touch, the people you uplift, the values you live by. Your legacy isn't built when you talk about success. It's built when you live with intention, when you lead with consistency, when you refuse to compromise your character for convenience. Every consistent action is a brick in the foundation of your legacy, so don't wait for tomorrow, build today. Be the person who keeps showing up, who keeps improving, who keeps standing tall when others sit down. Because one day, the world will look at your life and realize it wasn't luck. It was loyalty to your purpose. That's the truth about legacy. It's not what you do once, it's what you do always. And if you can stay consistent long enough, your life will echo far beyond your lifetime. Every challenge you face is an invitation to rise. It's not there to break you, it's there to build you. Life will test you, push you, and sometimes crush you to your knees. But resilience is what separates those who surrender from those who soar. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about mastering it. You don't grow stronger by escaping storms. You grow stronger by walking through them with your head held high, knowing that even the wind is shaping your wings. Resilience isn't a gift you're born with, it's a muscle you build. Every disappointment, every failure, every betrayal, it all adds weight, and you either let that weight crush you or use it to get stronger. Most people break under pressure because they've been taught to seek comfort over courage, but those who build legacies understand something deeper. Challenges are part of the process. You cannot create greatness without resistance. Diamonds are not born in comfort, they're formed under pressure. The truth is, challenges don't create weakness, they reveal it. They show you where you still need to grow, where your belief wavers, where your mindset bends. And that's the gift, because once you see your weakness, you can rebuild your strength. Resilience means refusing to let circumstances define you. You may bend, but you never break. You may fall, but you rise faster every time. That's the essence of power, bouncing back stronger than before. When life hits, and it will, most people ask, why me? The resilient ask, what is this teaching me? Because they understand that pain is a teacher, not a punishment. It's shaping you for the next level of your purpose. Without the setbacks, you'd never develop the strength to sustain your success. That's why every challenge should be honored. It's not the enemy, it's the training ground for your evolution. There's a moment in every struggle when you feel like quitting. When your energy runs low, your confidence fades, and nothing seems to move forward. That's where resilience is born, not in the easy days, but in the days that make you doubt everything. It's in the nights when you cry but still wake up ready to fight again. It's in the silence after rejection, when no one believes in you but you keep showing up anyway. That's real strength, continuing when you have every reason to stop. Resilience isn't about pretending to be unshakable. It's about being human, feeling the pain, and choosing to keep moving despite it. It's understanding that emotion is part of endurance. You don't deny your struggle, you transform it. You take the same pain that could have broken you and turn it into power, because resilience is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward even when you're scared. You'll meet people who seem lucky, untouched by hardship. Don't envy them. The ones who have been through the fire carry a different kind of power. They don't just survive, they evolve. Their confidence comes from scars that have healed. Their strength comes from lessons they earned the hard way. You can't fake that. True resilience cannot be taught in comfort. It's forged in chaos. When everything seems to fall apart, remind yourself, this is temporary, but the strength I'm building is permanent. Every challenge has an expiration date, but the wisdom it gives you lasts forever. You might not control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. That's the mindset that separates victims from victors. It's not about avoiding the fall, it's about refusing to stay down. Resilient people see opportunity in every obstacle. They don't wait for things to get easier. They become stronger. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They know that resilience is not about bouncing back to where you were. It's about bouncing forward to something greater. Every challenge refines you, sharpens your focus, deepens your faith, and strengthens your resolve. There's power in endurance. The more you endure, the more unshakable you become. Each storm you survive makes you more grounded, more certain of your own capacity. You stop fearing failure because you've faced it before and learned it doesn't define you. You start trusting yourself on a deeper level, and that trust becomes your unbreakable foundation. So the next time life tests you, don't run from it. Face it with fire in your eyes. Remind yourself that you've survived everything you once thought would destroy you. You've made it through nights you didn't think you'd see the end of. You've been broken before and rebuilt stronger. That's resilience. It's your proof that you are far tougher than you think. You can't build a legacy without learning how to stand tall through storms. Because the world doesn't remember the ones who had it easy. It remembers the ones who rose despite the odds. Resilience turns your pain into purpose, your struggle into strength, your failure into foundation. You are being refined for something bigger than your current battle. Keep pushing, keep standing, keep rising, because every challenge you conquer writes another line in the story of your legacy. One day, others will look at your life and say they never gave up. That's what it means to be resilient. That's what it means to live strong, lead strong, and leave something that lasts. Real success is not just about what the world sees. It's about what happens inside you when no one is watching. The mistake most people make is chasing external growth while neglecting the internal. They build their careers but forget their character. They expand their business but shrink their peace. They collect followers but lose self-respect. That's not growth, that's imbalance. True success is built on alignment, the harmony between your inner world and your outer world. Because when your inner world is chaotic, no amount of external success will ever bring peace. The truth is, internal growth comes before external results. You can't build something great outside if you're falling apart inside. Your mindset, your discipline, your emotions, they all set the tone for everything you create. You attract what you are, not what you want. So if your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, or insecurity, you'll keep sabotaging your own progress. But when your inner foundation is strong, when you think clearly, act intentionally, and move with purpose, your outer world naturally follows. Too many people chase achievements thinking they'll feel whole when they get there, but the journey never feels fulfilling because the inner work was never done. You can't expect joy to come from possessions, it comes from peace of mind. You can't expect success to feel meaningful if your values are out of sync with your actions. Internal growth is about alignment, making sure who you are becoming inside matches what you are building outside. Without that balance, success becomes noise that distracts you from your purpose. You have to grow your mindset as fast as you grow your dreams, because if your dreams expand but your discipline doesn't, you'll lose both. If your opportunities increase but your confidence doesn't, you'll hesitate every time you're called to rise. The outer world rewards skill, but the inner world defines stability. That's why the most powerful people are not the loudest. They are the most centered. They move with calm conviction, not chaos. Their strength doesn't come from what they control, but from what they've mastered within. Your inner world determines how you handle the outer one. When your mind is stable, challenges don't shake you, they shape you. When your emotions are managed, criticism doesn't destroy you, it develops you. When your values are clear, distractions lose their power. Internal growth gives you clarity, while external growth gives you opportunity. Together, they create balance, the kind that lasts, the kind that builds legacies. You have to be willing to do the invisible work, the work that doesn't show up on your social media, the late nights spent reflecting on your mistakes, the quiet mornings where you recenter your thoughts, the forgiveness, the patience, the discipline. These are the things that build your inner empire. Everyone wants external elevation, but only a few are willing to do the inner excavation. Because it's easy to build walls, it's hard to build depth. Balance doesn't mean equal time, it means equal attention. You can pursue wealth, but don't forget wisdom. You can chase success, but don't lose your soul. The external will impress people, but the internal will sustain you. You need both, because when one grows faster than the other, you lose stability. A tall building without a strong foundation collapses. A powerful voice without grounded values destroys itself. That's why the great ones always return to the inner work. It's their source of strength. Your relationships, your business, your goals, all of them mirror your inner condition. If you want more peace in your surroundings, create it within. If you want more clarity in your path, quiet the noise inside. If you want respect from others, start by respecting yourself. Internal growth is not about perfection. It's about awareness. It's knowing where you're strong and where you need to heal, because healing yourself internally is how you unlock your full potential externally. And here's the thing, when you start working on yourself, everything changes. You make better decisions, you attract better people, you stop reacting out of fear and start responding out of wisdom. You stop chasing validation and start walking in vision. You become grounded, confident, and focused, not because life is easier, but because you've become stronger. That's when external growth becomes sustainable, because it's being powered by an unshakable core. So keep building your outer empire, but don't forget the inner one. Read, reflect, learn, and grow. Master your thoughts the same way you master your craft. Guard your peace as fiercely as you guard your time, because balance isn't built once. It's maintained daily. You can't pour from an empty mind or lead from a broken heart. The world doesn't need more people with achievements. It needs more people with alignment. People whose inner growth fuels their external greatness. When your inner peace meets your outer purpose, you move with grace, you speak with conviction, you lead with strength. That's the balance that makes you unstoppable, not just successful, but fulfilled. At the end of it all, external success will fade, but internal strength will carry you through every season. Build both with equal dedication. Because when your inner world and outer world move in harmony, you don't just live, you lead. You don't just succeed, you leave a mark that time can't erase. In closing, wealth and happiness are not distant goals. They are the byproduct of a mindset. Adopt the JC Legacy mindset, commit to it, live it, and watch as your life transforms. The legacy you leave will echo long after you're gone. Start today, build boldly, live with purpose, and make your mark. Thank you.